Hello and welcome to my review of The Rise of the Planet of the Apes, starring James Franco, Andy Serkis, and John Lithgow. Yes, people, after a 2-week break, I'm finally back permanently for the rest of the year. What was I doing, you may ask? Well, I got a new chair. Look, see? Roll, 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 roll. I made my bed even more disorganized than it was in previous reviews. And I scoured the earth for an iPhone 4. But that is not what we're here to talk about today. We're here to talk about one of the best movies of the summer. And said movie centers on a scientist named Will Rodman, played by James Franco, who's developing a drug that will be the cure for Alzheimer's disease. But when he uses this drug on an ape test subject, it increases the ape's intelligence to near human levels. So he takes the ape home and basically makes it his son. And through a series of events I don't want to spoil, the ape ends up seeing the cruelness of humanity and creates an uprising that could possibly destroy the entire human race. This movie is a gigantic breath of fresh air, which is weird for me to say because it's yet another reboot. But this is how you do a reboot right. Between this and X-Men First Class, I'm starting to have faith in the whole going back to the past and restarting the franchise thing. Because 20th Century Fox knows how to do it right. Wow, that's a sentence I never thought I'd say. Jesus, times are changing. The reason this movie is excellent, the main reason, is because of the brilliant use of visual effects and motion capture technology. Now, I haven't been a fan of this technology in recent years. I find that when you use it to portray a human character, the results, it just disconnects me. I don't feel like I'm watching a person so much as I am a cutscene from a video game. However, in films like Lord of the Rings with Gollum, or King Kong, or Avatar, when they're creatures, it makes it a lot easier to connect with them because instead of a CGI creature running around, it's actually a living, breathing performance, but with human qualities. And what do most of these creatures that I just mentioned have in common? Andy Serkis, who is a phenomenal motion capture actor who brings his brilliance once again to Caesar. Caesar barely has any dialogue in this film, and yet he is absolutely riveting. His little mannerisms, the way he sees the world, the way his view of the world changes, and the way that you understand that through just his body language and what he does alone. This is a performance that absolutely should be nominated at the Oscars. This is an incredible turn by Andy Serkis, and it really shows why he's one of the most underappreciated actors working in the business today. Also, I loved how this film made all the other apes Caesar encountered have different personalities and mannerisms and all that stuff. In fact, there's an orangutan in this film that kind of steals it. He's kind of like Bob Marley's lost pet orangutan. Yeah, he's that awesome. Also, all of the human performances in this film are very, very good. James Franco delivers another solid performance here. Nothing too spectacular, but he does what's asked of him without being too unbelievable. Also, there's some good supporting turns by Brian Cox, Tom Felton, who, while typecast in another snotty evil daddy's boy, is excellent at it after doing it for 10 years on Harry Potter. And, sorry, oh right, Andy Serkis. I knew there was one more person, but I already talked about him for a minute and a half, so I'm not going to go on about that again. Also, you just get really wrapped up in the story in this film. It's rare that a summer blockbuster takes the time to really take you into these characters' lives, make you spend some time with them, have you get to know them, love them, and so when bad things happen to them, you really feel the emotion a lot more than you do in 90% of these other summer blockbusters. The main thing I'm talking about here is a plot thread I didn't mention where James Franco has a father, played by John Lithgow, who has Alzheimer's disease. And their relationship, which is built up and developed throughout the entire movie instead of used as an afterthought, is just unbelievable. And the way Caesar changes that whole dynamic, wow, it's rare that a summer movie goes into such character development and makes you care about these people so much. If I have one major gripe with this film, it's that some of the characters are a tad over the top. Like James Franco's boss in this film is the very typical, yes, we have to have money, yes, a cure, ha 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 ha, in your wildest fantasies as long as it makes me money. And then, there's just some stereotypes. And also the ending battle, while satisfying, is just a tiny bit underwhelming. But overall, Rise of the Planet of the Apes is one of the best prequels that's been made in recent years. I highly recommend it. I give it 3.5 stars out of 4. And despite some minor flaws, it's one of the very best of the summer. Speaking of summer, at the end of August, I'm going to make a video reviewing all of the summer movies that I missed, such as Transformers 3, Horrible Bosses, other movies I missed. You'll see in the video, but that video is going to be coming soon. And if you like this review, subscribe to my channel, because there'll be plenty more reviews and videos coming up. I promise. I'm not going away again. Hang in there.